Welcome Magic the Gathering enthusiasts, I am Corey Joe WCJ and welcome to an episode of Is It Worth It? When it comes to this episode I will be diving in the new secret layer called Angels. They're like us, but cooler and with wings. And now you're probably wondering, is this secret layer worth getting for me and my collection and stuff like that? So not to thread, this video will be perfect for you. So when it comes to the secret layer I will be breaking it down into the content, the artistry value of it, the gameplay implications, and overall, is the deck worth it? So let's start off with the content itself. In this secret layer you get 8 alt art cards, 5 of them being like cards in the deck and 2 of them being commanders. You also get to be able to flip and merge the commander itself. There's also 95 cards to fill out the deck, with 30 of them being planes. And then tokens. Because some of the cards in this deck make tokens, you get angels and spirits. So out of the whole thing, 8 of these cards come in a sexy kind of alternate art that is really cool and really beautiful. And those cards are Gisela the Broken Blade, who I think is actually the main commander of this deck in this absolute beautiful art. Bruna the Fading Light, which is the second half of her, which again can be the commander, but I think playing Glissa is the better way. And this is a really good card. I think having one of these as your commander and then searching out the other one to get the big card, which is Priscilla Voice of Nightmares, is a really good way to play commander. I absolutely love flip merge cards. There is also Archangel of Thrun, really good and beautiful card. Court of Grace, I absolutely love all the courts and you get this in a beautiful art. Commander's Plate, which is a very valuable card and very powerful, especially in this deck. Ardent Angel, which is the first reprinting of this card or the first actual physical printing of this card. You also got an Angel token and a Spirit token in this art. Overall, this deck is really good in my opinion. There is a lot of enchantments, a lot of beautiful art in it, and a lot of angels. Like, they went really like strict with the angel. Pretty much if there's an angel on it, there's a high chance it's in this deck. Now when it comes to the artistic value of it, it is mainly on the main 8 cards, which you get in foil and non-foil, which personally I do think on its own, if they lowered the price, they should have just released this, because this is absolutely beautiful. But looking through the deck, you do get a lot of beautiful art angel cards and also beautiful equipment. There is a lot of beautiful cards in this deck overall. Now when it comes to the gameplay implications, personally I think this deck is good on its own. If you want to make an angel deck or have ever wanted an angel deck and have the cash to splash out, getting this as just the deck on its own will win you a fair few games depending on like who you play with and stuff like that, especially since I personally think going through the deck list, which is linked down below if you want to see it, is really good and quite powerful when it comes to this. I actually personally think out of these commander decks, this could possibly be the most powerful one. But this deck is also good as a kind of skeleton. If you have another angel card, or if you ever wanted to look at the deck list and go, I want majority of these for another deck, I do think it's worth it depending on how much you need, mainly depending on how many of the 8 cards you need. But it is a really good deck to start off with, a really good skeleton. However, I wouldn't personally use it for parts with the price being quite, I think, and I could be wrong here, this is the most expensive secret layer commander deck that they've released yet. But the deck holds off strong on its own. But the big question remains, is the angels are like us but cooler and with wings deck actually worth it? Overall, personally, if you are big into your collection, big into collecting secret layers, big into collecting alt arts, yes. You do get kind of your money's worth when it comes to the alt arts. If you're big into angels or love angel decks, yes, it is worth putting in that extra bit to have a good pure white angel deck. You could upgrade it a little bit, but you don't have to necessarily if you want a casual game. I do think it's worth it there, but if you're a bit tight with money, not the biggest angel fan, I would not personally get this. It is quite expensive, and again, I think it's the most expensive commander deck. I could be wrong there, but if they lowered it a little bit, I say maybe 120, I would have probably been more like yes, but the extra 45 quid for it, that's where I start getting a bit But to be honest, I would have loved this mainly for the two commanders and the merge. I do think this should have actually been in the flip deck and they should have done something else with this. But that's just my own personal opinion. I did say in that video that these two should have been in that flip deck, even though it's a merge card. But overall, is this deck actually worth it? If you love angels or want to start a powerful angel deck, yes. If you're a bit on the budget side and I would rather say wait for like a year, maybe half a year, and just get the singles you need in that art if you really want them arts. But it's more depending on you as a player. If you have the money that you don't really care for splashing out, I do think it's worth it, because I say people will eventually want these. New players will want angel decks. There might be a new angel set in the next few years and then this deck will rise. But if you're just more of a casual player, not big into angels, I do not recommend buying this at all. I would completely skip this and then just rather keep your money for Eldraine, because Eldraine looks really good. Or if you're a big dinosaur lover like me, Ixalan at the end of the year. Is it Ixalan? I hope it's Ixalan. I hope I'm saying that right. But then there's also Doctor Who and Fallout, which again, so yeah, overall, I do think it's worth it if you're into that. If you're not worth it. If anyone wants me to do a review on the Doctor Who decks, I would really like a physical version, just putting that out there if anyone from Wizards watches my videos. But yeah, overall, let me know what you think of this Secret Lair in the comments down below. If there's any cards that you think should be in it, there is a deck list down. Let me know what cards should be in it, all in the comments down below. While you're there, remember to like and subscribe and follow me on all my social media, and I'll see you in the next video. If you like this video, I have another Is It Worth It video here, a playlist of Is It Worth It here, and a subscribe button here, which really does help. And please share my content, share my stuff, and I will see you in the next video.